Hello there, welcome to level 2 of Club Xbox and Club PlayStation. Welcome back, guys. We're back. Level 2. How's it going?
It's going great, man. Chuck Deuce, level 2.
Level 2. A lot of stuff going on in the world. How are you doing, Mr. Aaron?
I am pretty good. I'm tired.
Well, Pokemon hunting, you gotta rest up
Yeah,
and
that.
hydrate, Yeah.
Yep.
It's probably entirely why you're tired, right? That's the only reason. Yeah.
No, that and been playing a lot of Destiny.
The Destiny. We played some Destiny together. We played through the
We
Wolves.
did, yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to just jump? Let's just we just jump into the Destiny real quick, and then we'll get to the news. We're gonna a little out of order, but
Could just
why
start
not?
with what we're playing then.
We could. Let's just do that. Let's screw format with order and stuff. Let's just start with that. So Aaron, I tried to do the special bonus thing, where you refer a friend to Destiny Taken King.
Yeah, so there's like year one Destiny, and then when they came out with the Taken King, they came out with a program called like Refer a Friend. So basically, you send like an email to your friend, and then they link the accounts, and then you both log in, and then it gives you extra story missions, and then once you complete those, you get special rewards. You even get an awesome like handshake dance that you can like do with the other person, and it's really cool. And you get a katana, and
So Aaron, you should have let me know like immediately when I bought this game. Because all I did when I bought the game was I downloaded Destiny Taken King and I opened up the map to see what was in there. Didn't play anything. I just want to check out the map, and that I guess voided my ability to
yeah,
link
you can't
stuff.
launch it. So for those that are going to be doing this, you like whoever is the one that's the referee, do not launch the game
Yeah. You should have.
until you do the
Yeah,
link
I don't know
accounts.
why you didn't wait until like way after to tell me about this. Because like
I thought I told you about it.
No,
I was like, do not play the game. Well,
You told me many days after I bought the game, which I like to just look at things before playing them. Anyways, I had some fun with the Wolves. Pretty quick and easy.
well, that was a year one content. So we did the House of Wolves, and we finished that pretty quickly. And
We're
then
also
I
we
think
did
we
one
started-
mission Taken King, right?
Yeah, we started
Yeah.
the Taken King. So
Now they've changed the whole light system and all the leveling up. It's way different now, and I think I like it better. Before it was all light based to level up your character. Now you just like level up as you finish
Well,
missions, basically.
So before it was a light based system to where so it was level based to where just you play the game and like you would level up from killing enemies, completing missions and stuff up to level 20, and then from level 20 to 30, then it was like a light base to where you had to get like armor pieces. And
Yeah,
then
and you're
those
just
would level
hoping.
you.
You're just hoping, like,
Yeah, it
hope
was
let there
great.
be a drop. I want my light, and like that's
Yeah.
how you level up. It's a wishing and hoping business, and this is probably
Yeah.
better and more sane.
Well, then they did that again up until level 32, and then they upped the level cap again to 34, and it was still the same. But then when the Taken King came out, they changed the whole system. The new level cap was 40, and all of that was like it was from level 1 to 20. So you can just get to level 40 just by playing the game. But then you also have a light level it's kind of like MMO style to where all your weapons and all your armor have a certain light to it, and then it takes the average of all of those pieces, and that's your total light level, and that determines like your damage output and like your armor and stuff like that.
So in this world, the Jedi are more powerful than the Dark Lords, the Sith. Is that right?
Well, there's a lot of speculation about this whole light and the Traveler, and he might actually not
Is he a
be
Jedi?
bad guy.
Is he a Jedi? Is that what you're thinking?
Maybe he's no, maybe he's a bad guy, but we don't know.
But he's light. Thought the light is for good, Aaron.
Well, there are like some missions in there where they're talking about about certain weapons and stuff, and how they're so bad and stuff, but they have this blue aura around it. All right.
Okay.
And during year one, you would do like a nightfall strike, and you would get this blue aura around your head, which was like exactly like what these things had on it. And the little thing that comes along with it would say that like you went through like the darkness, but you came out with the light or something like that. And so that was supposed to represent the light, which is the traveler's thing. But it's like, well, then why did all these weapons that are supposed to be so bad also have the same thing on it? I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, the story of Destiny, I'm not. I need to do a refresher course. I forget the year one content. And evidently they changed the year one story a bit or linked it better. And they got rid of Peter Dinklage even in the original missions, which I don't like because I actually like the Dinklage voiceover. So I'm very sad all that's gone. So I'm glad I experienced that.
I think he was good, but I think that Nolan North is much better.
Quick question for those of us that only played Destiny a little bit when it first came out.
Yeah, you're a Destiny hater, aren't you?
Well, let's see if I'll continue to be. Are the missions still as boring, where all the missions are really get here and then like defend against this wave of stuff while your robot does something?
So that was year one. Every mission was like, go here, put your ghost out, fight 3 waves of enemies, and roll credits. The end. But it's not like that anymore. They're a lot more complex. There's a lot more things to do within the missions. And one of the things that's pretty interesting about the missions now is like you'll have someone in your ear talking along the way. So you'll go scan an object and they'll tell you what this is and what this means, to the story. And then they'll be like, now that you've done this, then we need to go over here and do this. So it gives you a lot more context and makes you feel like you're actually doing stuff rather than just fighting off waves of enemies.
Okay, but there's somebody talking in your ear, and I got that, and that adds story, which was one of the biggest gripes, is that the story was not in the game. You had to go elsewhere to get the story, and I got that. But is the actual gameplay still go there, defend this, while somebody else does something?
No, it's not like that anymore at all. That was only during year one story missions.
Give me an example of another mission.
Yeah, spoil Taken King for me.
What?
A bit.
No, not like.
I'm joking. You really can't spoil Destiny.
Oh,
really.
All right. So let's see. So classic like year one. There's a level that's called.
He wants the new stuff, not the classic.
That wizard comes from the moon.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah. So like, just for people that like don't know, there's a mission to where you have to go down to like an archive. And basically, like the ghost scans it while all these enemies come in, and you just fight them off. And once you fight off the 3 waves of enemies, then it's like, okay, I got all the information. Let's go. And then
it's pretty slow scanning. Gotta say, it's a pretty terrible ghost.
Yeah. But now, so there's like another mission that's in like the Taken King, where you land on this ship and you are trying to get to the main dude. All right, and you're trying not to kill him, but you have to go through this teleporter to even get to him. So you're searching for the teleporter. You find it, and then you're like, okay, how do we even turn this thing on? So then you got to look around. You find there are some statues that the ship has been like totally like destroyed because like another ship crashed into it. So these statues are like. They're like knocked out of place and they're all over the place. So you find them, you scan them, you find out how to turn it on. The teleporter turns on. You walk up to it, and then it sort of like pushes you back, so you get launched away from it. And then tons of enemies come out. And while you're fighting out these enemies, the person's telling you, oh, you need this specific thing to even let you into the teleporter. So then you got to go somewhere else and get this piece that will even let you travel through it. And you're like, okay, I'm finally through. But then it's like there's more stuff beyond that. So, I mean, there's a lot more to the story missions now.
Okay.
Does that help to explain?
Yeah, no, it really does. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a little bit of a pot calling the kettle black in my situation because I'm a huge fan of Diablo. And Diablo is a click it to win it game. I mean...
And you're in the Overwatch now. Is there much of a story with that? And is that a shooter? What is that exactly?
It's a third-person, over-the-shoulder shooter, a la Gears of War type of thing. And
because Destiny's Destiny's not. You see the third person occasionally. It's first person though.
No.
It's a first person.
Yeah.
Overwatch is wholly third person.
Okay.
And what's funny is, here I am griping, but Overwatch characters have a bit of backstory, a bit of, everybody has character, but it's not in the game. They showed character trailers before the game came out. I kind of did some digging, but I haven't found a way to see those videos in the game.
Did you say that like Overwatch is third person?
It's No, I'm sorry. No, it's first. I'm sorry.
No, it's first person. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I've been playing it so much. I don't know.
Does it? You've played Destiny before. Does the gun shooting in that feel as good?
You can't compare the two.
They're so different.
They're very different.
Take Reinhardt, one of the heroes, for example, who's basically like a giant knight with a hammer. I mean,
hammer.
He's
Thor.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Okay.
But I mean, and he has a shield that it's good defense, and he'll charge the enemies, and everybody will be behind him, and he'll wait till he gets close, and he'll just be swinging his hammer, but it's still first person. Or you've got Genji, who is like a ninja with a sword and throwing stars. So there are people that are close combat, but there are also, Widowmaker is
there Gandalf? Can I play as Gandalf? Kind of.
No, you
Wizards?
cannot play as Gandalf.
Okay.
I mean, there are healers. There are definitely some people that have different. There's a character who's all about buff debuff. He has an ability that it shoots out like an orb that depowers the person you hit, so that they start taking more damage when they're hit.
Now, does anybody fly?
Yes and no. My favorite character, Farah, she has like a rocket boosted jump that she can jump super high, and then she has a limited fuel cell.
Style.
Yeah, she has a limited fuel cell that she can kind of do an extended jump and hover. But of course, as the fuel cell runs out, it'll replenish, so you kind of do this weird bobbing as you're falling down.
That's cool.
I mean, but every character is 100% night and day, completely different.
So, versus Destiny, they're all... Well, they get 3 classes. They got different melees. I mean, Aaron, is there much difference between the classes? I don't really...
There's a lot of difference between those classes. But as far as like the weapons, that's like the difference is that you can actually swap out weapons in this game. So if you like a particular sniper and you're playing as, like your warlock, and you go over to your Titan, you can just transfer that sniper rifle. But when you're playing like Overwatch, then you choose a character and they have those weapons. That's it.
There's no equipment, no loadout, no anything. Have you played Overwatch, Aaron?
Yeah, I've played it.
I'm guessing you're playing on PC?
No, I just played it over at a friend's house. I don't actually own it.
Oh, okay. There's no equipment, there's no loadout, which is good because there's no the random number generator isn't going to help one person who is then going to be more powerful than you because he just managed to get a lucky drop type of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is there an Overwatch? Is it like Destiny? They have story-based missions plus the PvP modes and stuff?
No,
it's all PvP.
This whole thing is team 6 versus 6 teams. There will be different types of team things where like one will be secure. One team is trying to secure an objective. The other one is defending, and then if you secure the objective, it unlocks a second objective to try and secure. And you're battling this clock. All they have to do is make the clock run out without you securing the objective. Or there will be another one where you're just escorting a package basically, and as you're moving along, if the enemy overtakes the package, it starts moving backwards, and the point is get it to the end before time runs out.
Okay. Now, do you do much remote play anymore on your Vita?
I do. I have not tried this one yet.
Okay, because I know Destiny, it actually works really well. They optimized it for. I wasn't sure if Overwatch is an easy thing to control with.
Well, considering it's got it's got customizable controls, and 2, there are a lot of unused buttons.
Good. That helps because the Vita doesn't have enough buttons.
No. I mean, yeah,
it really doesn't. I mean, it's like, missing some.
Farah, my favorite character, everybody has a jump button. Everybody has a crouch button, but you crouch so very rarely that you can almost ignore it. But with the exception of the crouch and the jump, left shoulder is that super jump I was telling you about. I'm sorry, L1 is the super jump I was telling you about. R1 is another special ability she has that sets off like a pulse wave that was really great. I managed to knock somebody into a pit with a pulse wave and kill them, even though they were at full health. And then R2 is fire. And I mean, those are the buttons that I use. That's about it.
Okay.
So it's easy to remap, especially that R2 if I need it to be something
Yeah,
else.
nice. Yeah, well, remote play is going to be a topic for a later show at some point. Because I know you can do it on PC and Mac now, which is kind of intriguing if it worked good. Yeah, we'll talk about it in a later show, I think, about remote play. And oh man, I wish that was like more like the Wii U as far as its latency and reliability.
Tell me about it.
It's such a promising feature. But yeah, we can get more on another show.
Yeah.
Did you have any other more stuff on Overwatch that we haven't dived into?
No, I mean, it's taken over my life. I got it July 3rd, and I can't even count the number of hours I've already put into it.
So 10 days ago. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and my daughter's playing it too. It's simple enough that my 11-year-old daughter jumps on my account and can hold her own.
There's no system-wide play counter on PS4 still. Is that right? It's all game-based, and some games don't include it, some games do.
I honestly don't know. I don't really check that. It's just never been a thing of mine. I mean, even on like.
I'm always just curious on my own. Like, what have I been playing? Aaron, you don't know. Is there a system-wide PS4 like?
There's not. No.
There's not. It's all game-based, and you just hope the game has something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
However, some games though, there's like third-party stuff you can find that'll tell you how much you played it, which is pretty nice.
Interesting.
So, like Destiny. There's a lot of trackers and stuff that'll tell you.
Have you checked any of these trackers?
Oh yeah.
Well, what are you up to, man? What are you up to?
Let me go take a look at some of my characters.
Now, anything else in Destiny we haven't covered yet with you? We're gonna do more Taken King at some point later. I enjoyed it. I was disappointed to find out. Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah. Sorry. There is a thing going on right now for year 2. So last year, in year 1, they did a thing called Moments of Triumph, where they gave you certain tasks to complete from all the special things that happened during year 1. So, for example, completing the raid, completing like the DLC story missions and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And then once you completed them, you got stuff in the game. They gave you like an emblem and a shader and a sparrow. This year, they brought it back, Moments of Triumph year 2, and they have 8 tasks. It's either 8 or 10, and if you complete all of them, then you get stuff in game like a shader and like some other emblems and stuff. But this year they're doing something a little bit different on their store right now. If you go to like the store.bungie.com, there's a T-shirt. It's the Moments of Triumph T-shirt. And you'll notice that the price is $777,727.77.
No one's buying this T-shirt, I'm guessing.
Well, you can't buy it
unless you're a millionaire.
Unless you complete the Moments of Triumph, then they give you a code that when you enter that into your shopping cart, then it gives you the T-shirt free. Oh,
that's cool.
Yeah. So
I wonder if any billionaires have bought in this T-shirt to have like the most expensive T-shirt ever.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I think that's pretty cool because then you actually get like a physical item to show.
I love physical items as far as that stuff goes.
Yeah.
Stupid Club Nintendo shut down. Now we just get discounts on games I already have.
So just looking at one of my characters, we'll just look at my
your least played character. I'm joking.
This is my most played character.
Okay.
In just Crucible, I've played 5 days, 4 hours, and 43 minutes. When we look at story, I've played about 2 days. Patrol, and that's just riding around.
Yeah.
Just doing stuff.
Yeah.
2 days, 5 hours.
Oh, man, Aaron. Oh, man.
The raid, just inside the raid. 1 day, 10 hours. The arena, which is Prison of Elders, 1 day, 1 hour. Doing the Nightfall,
it's probably
15 hours.
A week's worth of, about a week. Maybe.
Strikes, 3 days.
Yeah, this is a week or over here. This is not.
Do they have a counter of how much time you've spent waiting on Ghost to finish what he was doing?
No, but they should.
Oh man.
But that is the character that I play more as now. There's a character that I used to play a lot of.
Oh boy. Good bang for your buck.
Check this guy out.
Oh boy.
He is my hunter, and wait, so there is a total. All right. So for my warlock character, I've played this game for 15 days, 14 hours. For my hunter, I played it for 12 days and 8 hours, and my titan 1 day.
So about a month, basically,
Yep.
almost. Wow,
Straight. That's like
crazy.
total playtime.
Sarah, I'm very disappointed that. So I originally bought Destiny digitally on Xbox One and on disc on PS4. I really am saddened by my decision to do that because I don't play on Xbox anymore, and I already spent my good money on the digital copy on Xbox. I'm not doing that again on PS4. And there's no easy way to update my Taken King, which you get a digital code for the DLC, to a digital copy of the base game. Because they only offer Destiny on PS4, the base game, with the Taken King now. They're for $60. There is no, please upgrade my disc that I bought with Taken King to make it digital. There's no option outside of the full $60 price tag. It's kind of frustrating with that. I don't know how many people like to upgrade to the digital from disc, but I would figure that'd be a thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
What do you think, Jason? Is that a thing, people upgrading from disc to digital? You're a disc guy, so it's probably up your alley. But
Just stick with the disc.
I am. I got 2 discs. I got a backup disc on that one. Same identical disc because Taken King is just a DLC code. But yeah, do you think Destiny 2 is that going to be a full separate game here and we're starting fresh?
Yes. So they've already announced that. So their plan when they came out with the game is it was going to be a 10-year game, and that every 2 years you're going to get a brand new game. And during those
But
years,
it's
there's
10-year
going to be
game
splits.
that your character doesn't.
Your same character is going to go through the entire game.
Oh, okay. It's 10-year game,
so-
but clear cutoffs where you can.
Yeah. So so for example, like a new game comes out, you're gonna have that for a period of time. You're gonna have a DLC and then like another DLC, and then so basically 2 DLCs in that first year. Then they're gonna have like a major upgrade. So for example, like the Taken King, and then they're supposed to have 2 more DLCs and then a brand new game.
Now, do you think they'll build onto the original base game, like, or we're gonna get another tiny map to start with Destiny 2 and not have access to Destiny 1 content with this?
It's
Like,
well, we're not
If
sure.
I already,
but
if I already
think it's
own,
going-
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like a whole new game with like new areas and everything. You might still be able to revisit some of the old areas, but it's not going to be just like, all the maps that we have now with just like some new spots added on. I think it's going to be a whole new map that's going to possibly have some of the old stuff in it.
What do you think about that? Because, like, to me, it's like I'd rather have by year 10 have this massively built-up universe of missions I can explore all in one base.
Yeah, but you're kind of limited,
Yeah.
Like for how much you can put inside a game. I mean, we can't take
Are
up
you,
all
though?
500 gigs of your console for one game.
Well, why not? By 10 years from now, we'll have like 5 terabyte systems.
I don't know. That kind of actually feels like a bit of a cop out, because it doesn't. It's amazing how much I guess this could almost come up as a segue into news, but No Man's Sky for PS4, for example, which is supposed to be this epic game that no human being will be physically capable of visiting every planet in the game. So on.
It's
and
gone
so
gold.
forth, yada, yada. Not only is it gone gold, but apparently the game's only 7 gigs.
Yeah, because you're sharing assets between
Yeah.
planets.
So I mean, a lot of that is going to be stored on servers. So
I don't
Well, you're
think it's
sharing
because it's so-
assets, and it's the art style is very
But I guess the point is,
basic. Yeah.
I still, even with the shared assets, there seems to be so many variety of animals, plants, and this, that, the other, that it's still a lot there that I don't think storage space is the biggest concern with making just this massive.
Yeah, music is the majority of that. I heard 6
Yeah.
gigabytes, but either 6 or 7 music's the main.
But I mean,
Space
look how beautiful Grand Theft Auto 5 is, and it's way bigger than Destiny anything, and there's so much you can do in there.
Yeah.
well, yeah. So Grand Theft Auto on PC is about 55 gigs, and Destiny. I'm not sure how much like the base game is, but I know that like the
I think it's around
DLC
40,
just.
right?
I'm not sure how much like the base game, but like just like the DLC is like 19 and a half gigs, and that's everything. So
Yeah, I also still feel like maybe there's some sort of mismanagement going on. The point was GTA 5 is just epic, it's ginormous, it's gorgeous, and it's still a pretty reasonable. Yeah, I mean, sure, when systems are still coming with a base 500 gigs, it's eating up a good 1/10 of that. But hell, who literally, honestly, really needs 10 games the size of GTA 5? Be honest with yourself. You may want it.
I want it. I want it.
Who need? Yeah, you're never going to reach the bottom of 10 games that size.
Well, I mean, if you have one game that's 500 gigabytes, that'd be a problem. Do you think we'll ever get to the point where you have a single game that's a full like hard drive install, basically?
In like 1980 something, Bill Gates had a quote talking about, I don't know if anybody would ever need 512 kilobytes of RAM.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course we're going to get there. And honestly, VR will probably end up being one of the things.
And
that
4K gaming.
VR, 4K, combination thereof.
Yeah. Before we move into news, there's other stuff I
What
want
have you
to
been playing? Yeah.
cover quick. I played Gone Home. Oh my gosh, Jason. Oh my gosh, Jason. Oh my gosh.
It's so short. It did, without going into spoilers, don't worry, Aaron. It's short, but it was so wonderful in its storytelling. I mean,
I didn't watch any footage before playing this. I had no idea what I was getting into. What a way to do that.
Neither
So
did
good.
About the only thing I knew, and everybody has said.
I knew I'd be walking. That's it.
Well, okay, yeah, walking simulator.
That's all I knew.
Everything has said it by now that at this point I don't feel bad, even though it's a spoiler in the smallest degree. But everybody has said it when talking about the game, and that is, it's going to it breaks your expectation because you start playing the game convinced that either somebody's died or something.
Hey, this is spoiler. Don't
No. I'm just saying it sets a tone.
Yeah, the toad is very scary, man.
And I was expecting a face hugger to jump out at me or something, but it's not an alien game, okay?
Hey. I feel bad about saying that. That would have ruined the game for me a bit, knowing that. I was waiting the whole game to jump out, and
I don't understand how you could have lived around the video game culture or on the internet and not.
Because I was good with that. I was good with that. I'm good with that stuff.
But it was
spoiler
good.
warning in advance. Yeah.
Yeah. But
I hope that didn't ruin it for you, Aaron.
It was wonderful.
I don't know. I'll let you know once I play the game whether I ruined it.
Okay. So yeah, we're gonna have a spoiler cast on that at some point. I also played last night on a whim Journey, which is now $6 on a PSN sale.
Yeah,
this is their third sale in a couple weeks. You're buying it? Yeah, go get it. It's $15 normally. This is a masterpiece as far as visual, music, gameplay, building.
See, you care a lot because of your history. You care a lot about like the music in a game because you're a music major, correct?
I love music. Yeah, I was a music major.
I mean,
music
I like
matters.
music in a game too. Because I was just talking to a friend about this the other day about how like all right, so
it builds
Tim,
an emotional experience.
You'd
with
be
good
happy
music.
to know that I finally watched the movie Alien for the first time.
Finally, my favorite movie of all time. You finally, good job, Aaron.
Finally watched it, and while we were watching that, we were talking about how like music and stuff like nowadays isn't as big of a part within things as it was back then.
Even I watched Independence Day, and oh my god, like a decade later, it's gotten much worse too. Like
maybe not in movies, but in video games, I feel. Okay, and I'm going to be a hip.
It shifted from the retro, the 8-bit stuff to the more cinematic stuff.
Music has done some amazing stuff in video games, and I say that to preface that I can't count the number of games that I've played completely on mute.
What?
Why?
Well, because I have a wife and 2 kids, so it's not uncommon for me to, especially we were talking about the Wii U or remote play on the Vita. Yeah. I pick it up and I just have that completely turned down. Or if it's a game,
I understand TV watching while you're playing a game, but like, so when you're playing by yourself, like late, well, I don't know if you do that, playing by yourself late night when everyone's in bed, or you'll grab headphones.
I might do that, but even then, it's still. it's not what I'm looking for. Depending on the game, of course. I mean, yeah, there are some games.
You know, VR is going to totally immerse you. So, as you saying all that, like, are you going to be able to play VR in your current, like you get a family and stuff? Like, how's that going to work?
Look, I'm the only one here who has my PSVR on pre-order. Believe
me, I've played it. We'll talk about it later. Be there and have played it.
Well, I'm going hard on that. I will schedule out time that will be VR time.
VR time. Okay. So I was just an extra point. It's like, yeah, you got a family and stuff. Like it's a bit different environment to try to play VR. Yes. Your kids poking fun at you when you're stuck in your world when they can just go around the house, do whatever. Audio design in a game is immensely cool. And Journey, Aaron. When you play that, we got to have a show all about Journey. I think it's worth saving for that. I've heard so much about it, and it definitely lived up to my expectations, for sure. It's a quick experience, 90 minutes or 2 hours, but one I'll have many, many times again. It's going on during their sale. The what's it called? The Play 2016 sale. These are past play games. Replay. Sorry. Yeah.
Well, Aaron, if you're already getting Journey, do you think you'll be able to play Gone Home before next week? Can you really try and spend time to do that so we can really talk about that game?
No, because Destiny. No, but seriously, I'm trying to complete all my Moments of Triumph, and you only have until September 20th to get that done. So
yeah. It's a hard task to do.
I guess I understand having a time crunch.
Yeah. So I'm going to get back to what we're playing, but the Play sale, it's weird. It's the third PSN sale 3 weeks in a row. They had week 1 summer, week 2 summer. Now they have Play. Is this the last sale for a while on PSN? This is not good.
I don't know. I was so mad.
My wallet.
I was so mad because I really, I didn't notice until too late. I didn't have a chance. I didn't know that the...
you missed week 2?
The Telltale Games collection, which is normally like $110, was like $22.
We talked about that in the show too, didn't we?
Well, no, because I think that was from week 2. We knew there was going to be a week 2, but we didn't have this, or at least I don't remember.
I thought we talked about week 1. And the Telltale was part of week 1. I might have been wrong though.
I don't know. I was so mad that I missed that though. I got things confused. So
things I bought on sale so far. I bought Journey. Everybody's gone to the Rapture, which is also on sale for like $7. Heard that one was phenomenal. God of War 3 I bought on summer sale. Amplitude summer sale week 2. Super Meat Boy summer sale week 2. That's on my Vita as well.
Have you played Super Meat Boy?
I am in World 2 level 4, and I'm about as far as I can get in it.
Normal world, light world, or dark world? Or normal world,
gray
normal. World?
Normal.
The normal? What do you think?
I love it. I think it's going to be too hard to finish.
Yeah, I mean, it gets there pretty quickly. I can tell you that...
I love that style of game, though. It reminds me of some other like Impossible games where it just has you die and immediately you're back into it playing more level, playing it again.
Yeah, it aggravated my old Nintendo injury. My thumbs get tired after playing that, so to speak.
Yeah.
It's like, I know pushing the button harder makes no difference whatsoever.
Does not.
But I can't help it. I mean, I feel like I'm compressing my Vita when I play that game.
And I love how the meat just slides on the walls and stuff.
Yes.
It's really well designed.
It is.
And I'm so glad it's cross-buy. So for $7, or was it $6 I got on my PS3, PS4, and Vita.
Yeah, it was a free PSN game the month it came out on PlayStation.
Yes, I bought it finally because I did not have PS Plus back then. But that'll be a great game for Vita for sure. And then I bought Red Dead Redemption when that was on sale during the Xbox's sale for $7.49, which is now on the Xbox One.
That's a great game
with better frame rates than Xbox One. Aaron, 30 frames solid versus like 25 and 20 on 360. Are you gonna play that again?
It's not 60 though.
No, it's not. But this is exclusive to Xbox, right?
I mean, that game is so good. It's so like when it came out, my friends and I we just played that game all the time, nonstop.
So the makers of Grand Theft Auto, Rockstar. Yeah. So I bought that. I'm so excited to play that when I get a chance. But yeah, I love the 360 games that are playable on Xbox One. Like I own a 360 I bought a couple years ago, the little Xbox One Mini clone looking thing. I think that was probably a good purchase now that the 360 backwards compatible is progressing pretty nicely. Not all the games are there, but enough are moving that way.
Yeah, but first of all, for collector's purposes, it's always nice to
It's
have.
nice to have the hardware.
But but two, you can't be blamed considering they were adamant that it wasn't
Oh,
going to
they
happen,
were.
couldn't be done.
They were.
Which leads me to believe I'm waiting. Sooner or later, Sony is going to come out swinging with that.
I hope so. I hooked up my PS3 to my home my setup, so my PS3 is back up and alive and running again. Mainly so I can play the Jack and Daxter collection, which I already owned. Because I finished Uncharted 4, I got my first platinum. Very exciting. I've never gotten platinum before.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I was very excited. It's like, oh my gosh, I got my first platinum, and it's on a game I absolutely love, Uncharted 4. So, and I did a special episode with Dan all about the Uncharted series that'll go up at some point soon.
Yeah. Kind of like you, I've got one and only one platinum, and that was for Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls for the PS4. I knew when that game was coming out. I looked at it and I said, I'm going to platinum this game. Like I'm a big fan.
It was fun hunting down all the trophies, I gotta say. I haven't been much of one that's into that, but when you get into it in a game, you really get into it. Like, go through the speed run, find all these, some of the little collectible things and some random tidbits and stuff that you don't normally find in a game that they kind of forces you to. It really gets your value out of the game. Like playing, like I think I did, 2 playthroughs and then replayed a bunch of the chapters and encounters and stuff. It was lots of fun.
Actually, while you're mentioning that, I'm going to look up because I enjoy the trophies and the platinums that are dynamic, where you have a pretty decent chance of just playing the game to naturally do things.
There's a lot of natural stuff. Some of it's somewhat unnatural. Like I don't think I'd ever do a speed run on purpose.
Yeah, see, I'm looking
that kind
now.
of stuff.
I'm looking now, and there's honestly, I might end up trying to go for it on Overwatch. And that's saying something considering even how much I've been playing, I've only got 15% of the trophies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the Uncharted 4, they're very, I guess, friendly towards the trophies. On the crushing playthrough, you were able to, after you beat the game the first time, you unlock cheats in the game, which I love that that's a thing in this game, because like that reminds me of N64 era and before where cheats and like crazy modes were a thing. So in Uncharted 4, you unlock bullet time, slow motion, all the weapons, unlimited ammo. So you could do your crushing run through with unlimited ammo rocket launcher. Now you can't equip the rocket launcher except for in missions where you had a rocket launcher in an enemy's hands, but you can hold on to it for the rest of the game. So if you just like leave it with your character you can leave with your character the whole game and play the missions where you normally can't get to it. And slow motion with the bullet time, when you do the explosions, oh my gosh, is that beautiful? Like Uncharted 4 is a beautiful game. Seeing those explosions in slow motion and just like it's a beautiful thing to witness. Like, and then I played that mostly in cell shaded, which you can change the rendering of the game after you beat it as well. There's like 20 different render styles, and cell shaded is one of them. So it was basically like Tales of the Borderland kind of styling, and
Wind Waker.
Or Wind Waker, yeah. And absolutely beautiful playing that game like that too. So it was a fun way to experience the game again, and I'm so glad like Crushing, they made it more manageable by enabling these things like you can do full slow motion or just bullet time or both if you're really having problems. Yeah, it was loads of fun. So anyways, and then I played through the only other one I'll mention real quick is Amplitude. Have any of you guys played the Amplitude game?
No, I've heard
about
it, but yeah.
Nope.
Okay, it's a kind of Guitar Hero music style game, except it's all controller based, and it's a fun little experience. You can get through the whole game in probably 90 minutes. Like it's kind of a music album kind of length, if not a little bit longer than a music album probably. But you're just playing through a music album, yeah. And it's cool as you go. There's like 5 probably different tracks you're jumping between. and as you play the different tracks, the audio beefs up for the part you're playing between vocals or synth or drums or whatnot. And I really think this would be kind of an awesome VR game. Just the visuals, it'd be fun to be totally immersed in that world.
Don't they have some music rhythm game coming out for PSVR?
I'm not sure. This would work so well there.
I think it might even be an Amplitude. While you talk, I'm going to look that up.
Okay, yeah, the visuals will look so good there. It reminds me of the puzzle game I played, but it's just a futuristic kind of Tron-like visuals that I want so many VR games to have. But yeah, that was on sale, so I picked that up, and I've heard great things. So I played it. So got a couple trophies, but that's not something I will be able to platinum, I don't think, or want to. But anyways, I think that's all for my playing for now. Do you want to jump into news?
Sure, absolutely.
Cool. What do you got, Mr. Aaron, as far as news?
Oh, I don't have anything. I only got what you got.
Okay. What take for my picking? What do you like out of my list here?
All right, hold on. Let me open this.
So we'll start out with Xbox news.
All right, so let's talk about this trade-in program for Scorpio.
This is exciting, Aaron. I'm jazzed. So jazzed about this because I was not looking forward to that whole process.
I saw the article, but I didn't actually catch the details. Fill me in.
The gist of it, Aaron, if you want to do the gist of it.
Well, basically, it's that they're working on it.
As an official thing, though. So Microsoft is officially working with partners to provide good, my understanding, good trade and pricing. So potentially, what do you think? $200? Is that unreasonable?
Well, the thing is, it's like retailers that they're working with. So it sounds like you might be able just to go into a store on like launch day, trade in your console, and get money towards.
And better money than you would a regular trade.
Yeah,
so if you're getting Scorpio, you get a better money back than you would otherwise.
See, I'm still torn because I don't even know if I'm going to upgrade to a Scorpio because they basically said if you're not doing 4K, Scorpio's not worth your time or money.
They did, but trade in, it might be worth my time and money. So I have, I don't know.
I'm going to get it just because. You know how I am about those frames per
Those
second.
frame rates. Oh, that Red Dead Redemption, it might run at 60 at Scorpio.
Pixels.
Do you think Red Dead would run at 60 at Scorpio? You know how hilarious that would be?
That's a game limit.
Oh, is it 30? Is it capped at 30?
Yeah. So.
Okay. That would be funny. But, yeah, does that, in your mind, Aaron, does that mean... So I was guessing the price point of Scorpio would be $100 normal than the regular $299, and then you'd have hard drive upgrades past that. Do you think it'll be more than $399 because of this announcement?
I think it will. I'm thinking $499.
$499 now.
Yeah.
Before this trade thing, I thought $399 for sure. That'd be affordable for people who already have Xbox Ones. But $499, I could swing $300 to upgrade it to Scorpio and get my current OG. Because man,
I guess it depends on. I'll be honest. It depends on how much lead time they give you on the price versus versus release date, so to speak.
What do you mean by that?
Well, because it's killing me. Like Sony waited so long on announcing the official price of the PSVR compared to its release. I believe. Look, I'm blessed that I have a job that I make enough money that I can afford all the toys. I've got the PS4, the Xbox One, the Wii U, the Vita, the 3DS. I've got.
Yeah, I'm saving up for PSVR. I don't have the money ready for it right now.
And I mean, I've got some money towards that, but I already have plans that I know I'm going to have the money when that comes out, type of thing. But not everybody's in that boat, and if they announce the final price of the
they'll do
Xbox,
E3 before it ships in October, probably.
Yeah, but I mean, for some people, if it's $450 and you only give them, 3-4 months lead time.
I'll give them 6 months. E3 is about 6 months before, right?
It could.
That seems plenty of time. 'Cause do you really need Scorpio on day one? I mean, do you really need that?
Do you really need Scorpio at all? So I mean, that's a
well, you need the VR. So I think I'm gonna be so in the VR that I'm gonna want this just to have Oculus on Xbox I'm gonna.
You know what?
Yeah.
Good point.
You're gonna get it too because you're gonna want VR all the places. Yeah, you know you're
Don't
gonna
tell
get
my wife.
it. Don't, I will not, but yeah, you're gonna want this just for VR. I'm saying now, yeah, you'll want this for VR.
Hopefully they'll release a bundle where I can get the
Right.
Scorpio with. I'll drop like $1,200 for a Scorpio plus Oculus.
So Oculus is they might do. What about this speculation? Do you think Oculus will have better pricing with Xbox than they will standalone?
I don't know, because the rumor is that Oculus is really cutting it to the teeth on pricing already. So
Yeah. Yeah, by that point, it's also later in the. It'll be a couple years later, so you have economic scale and stuff to play with.
yeah, I guess we'll see.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting, and Microsoft could give them a vote. They could give them some money to play with. They already have Facebook money, so I don't know what I'm saying. Like, they got Facebook money. Do they need Microsoft money to make it cheaper?
Of course.
Of course, yeah. So, yeah, very exciting stuff with Scorpio and that trade program, because I'm ready to get rid of that power brick.
Thinking about the price of like the Xbox One, Microsoft has been trying to cut down the price of that since the start, and like they've been doing it. They've already cut $200 off the price.
Well, they got Reconnect to cut the price, and there's crazy deals. Like, you can get like Xbox One for like $220 with like all sorts of games. Like, now there's crazy deals.
Yeah, I saw this one for Prime Day yesterday for $250. You could get the Xbox with 4 games, a controller, and like a $50 Amazon card.
Yeah, I mean,
insane.
At this point, they're like trying to clear out the old inventory, but I think they just want everyone to have an Xbox One of some kind. Like, they're just like, please buy our system, please, please, please. It's great, you'll love it. Like, I like the Xbox One. But yeah, it's just amazing to see the pricing that's going on with Xbox One. It's ridiculous levels of inexpensiveness. It's Aaron. It seems cheaper to me to buy if I'm going new an Xbox One versus a 360 almost.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right? I mean, it's more expensive.
It's like $200.
Yeah, it's more expensive to buy a 360 than an Xbox One. How crazy is that?
Yeah,
it's nuts,
Extremely
right?
crazy.
It's a weird world we live in.
If they take that same kind of route with like the VR, we could expect to see like a headset even lower than like the Sony one at $400. So
that'd be crazy if it gets cheaper than Sony's. Because $400 was a good price for Sony.
Yeah,
and Oculus doesn't need a camera, right?
I don't know.
I thought the setup I played
I don't think
with
it does.
did.
Yeah.
I thought the setup I did had one at PAX. I'm not sure if it still needs one or not.
I don't know. I've never touched an Oculus.
Okay. It's quite the experience. Yeah. Oh, and do you think, Aaron, Oculus, they had got the touch controllers coming out. Do you think we'll have touch controllers that work with Xbox like you do for that?
I don't know.
Because I've heard touch controllers elevated to a whole new level of immersion.
Yeah.
That's a whole new thing. Like, because
I'm
you're actually
hoping,
physically picking up stuff.
having not played it, which I know we'll talk about, I'm hoping that the Move controllers will be enough immersion because of the way you hold them and the button combinations that they have and so on and so forth. That
I hope so. My fear is... I think they'll get you pretty close, especially with lightsaber battles. But I really hope in year 2 or 3 of PSVR, I can't. So everyone's buying new Move controllers for this Move or this VR experience. I kind of want to come up with brand new controllers designed from the ground up for VR. They're shoestringing these into them, which is smart because a lot of people have controllers. But I kind of hope they come up with updated Move controllers at some point that are highly more optimized for VR as far as ergonomics and everything.
Well, the way that they're doing it now is just using the old PS3 stuff that they just happen to carry over to the PS4 are these lights. It's like, just move away from the lights and let's get some real like VR controllers.
I like lights.
That's the way I think.
Lights are cool. I got my first Move controller on eBay this week. The first thing that stuck out to me was they're using the different USB style for charging that they used on PS3. So to charge your PS Move controller, you gotta whip out your old USB cable.
I've got buckets full of cords that I'm not worried about that.
But for Xbox One and PS4, I use the same cable. The same exact cable charges both, and it's annoying that I gotta buy this other one. I don't really have that many cables. It's the fatter USB. Anyways, enough of that. We can get to that talk later. Other stuff in the news this week: in Xbox land, Killer Instinct Definitive Edition has been announced.
Have any of you played Killer Instinct for the Xbox
A little
One?
bit. It's a free-to-play game, so this gives you all the stuff in your experience.
Yeah, I was really disappointed by it. Let me just.
Oh, some people like this stuff quite a bit. So it comes with 26 characters, 20 stages from seasons 1 to 3, Killer Instinct Classic 1 and 2, Killer Instinct Original Soundtrack, and a bonus skin pack, Gold Gargos. And price has not been announced yet. I'm thinking either 40 or 60 for this.
Like I said, I mean, I have played Killer Instinct for the Xbox One, and it's just, I enjoyed it in the Super Nintendo days, I guess a little bit in the N64 days, but it's still not just the same game. It's just not worth it for me.
Okay. Next bit of news I got. Kinect adapter. What do you guys guess on price? How much can that adapter cost if you're not getting it for free?
Jesus, oh my God, they took
yes,
it out
Aaron,
back
$40
and
bucks.
shot the Kinect. Oh
$40 to use Kinect if you don't if you're not getting the free upgrade thing. Do you think Scorpio will have a port? I really hope Scorpio is a port for this thing.
I bet you Scorpio will, because a small part of me thinks that they might find a way to use the Kinect to help facilitate some of the additional VR experiences that Scorpio is supposed to support.
Yeah, maybe not mandatory, but it might help assist for some stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Scorpio might also bring the Kinect to like a different version of the Kinect.
Ooh, a new Kinect.
It might not need.
Yeah,
it might not even need that type port. Maybe it's just a USB 3.
Well, it's USB 3 tech, but they have a different connector, basically, is what I've heard.
Yeah, but like
that's why the cable length is
USB
what it
3.
is. Yeah, that's why the cable length is maxed out what it is on this, because of USB 3 is what I've heard for Kinect and PS Camera, because it's both USB 3 based technology that can't go any longer. Yeah.
Like 3 meters or something like that.
Something like that. That has to be fairly close to your system. I plugged in my Kinect this week. It's not in prime condition. It's like below the fold, so it's more just for audio at this point. But the room scale stuff of Kinect's kind of intriguing for VR, because it really does a good job of seeing a good wide angle, right?
And considering, we talked about before how not only is the Scorpio going to support VR, but they made a mention of Fallout 4 being having the VR support on the Scorpio, and Fallout currently only has VR support on the Vive, and the Vive has all these extra sensors that are necessary for setting up room size and this,
scale,
that, and the other. That I really think there could
room
be
scale VR. That'd be so good if they're able to do that with Xbox Scorpio. But $40, that seems. I mean, it's kind of crazy. It's a little adapter thing. Oh man. But anyways, yeah, that's $40. The next one I saw is just there's this really rad looking slim Xbox One Red that's Gears of War 4 2TB bundle coming to Europe. What do you guys think of this box? This looks beautiful.
I never liked consoles with themes like that.
What about the R2D2 360? You gotta tell me you like that one. No?
Nope. I just always liked the basic.
And the sound it made booting up.
Oh, it's so great.
It sounded like R2D2.
Yeah, wonderful. I love it when they go all out like that. This is more of a subtle, like, it's red with some nice, patterns and stuff. The skull I could get rid of. Everything else I like. The Gears of War icon skull. But yeah, this looks pretty sweet. I like the red. The white's beautiful, though, so it's hard to...
I will say, in terms, and kind of a slight shift, but in terms of limited edition consoles, pretty much nothing beats
Sony.
that Metal Gear Solid 5 PS4 that Sony released.
Oh, I thought you were
Oh
going
my
to say the
God.
20th anniversary system. The
Oh, I mean,
limited
I
edition.
like that for nostalgia, but I'm talking just sheer. Oh my God, that system looks amazing.
No, I think the best one we can all agree is from last show is the Game of Thrones Xbox One, where they
That
made
was so
two of them in a
ridiculous.
world.
I was so
I
I,
think
I wanted to like that on principle, but they went so over the top with that.
So great, yeah. Great. Anyways, Aaron, you're saying.
I think the best console that was ever made was the Spice GameCube.
The Spice GameCube, what's that? The orange
Yeah, that
one?
was the one that's orange. Yeah, the orange.
Yeah, the colors were a thing back in the GameCube day more so.
Yeah.
Now it's just like black or white kind of. Plus you have these limited editions. Controller limited editions are more regular, let's say. The next bit of news, Evolve. Did we talk about Evolve going free to play?
No,
It's
because
it's happened on PC. It's going to happen on consoles. They're saying, I believe.
well, I didn't catch where they said it was going to happen on consoles, but flat out, I mean, I'm really interested. It has a lot of potential, in my opinion. Evolve was an interesting game that.
It's a 4v1 game. But it's taken off on PC. Sales have shot through the roof because it's free to download and play. But users are going up too, so it's up above 1 million now, I believe.
I might actually give it a try now because the game, it didn't seem worth $60 to me when it first came out because I was like,
No.
this is all just it was just like
Yeah.
multiplayer, and I was just like, I don't think I would get much out of this, so I'm glad I didn't pay for it.
Yeah. But this is back then. It's like, oh my gosh, the 4v1 trend. 4v1's gonna be a thing. Nintendo had it with
Yeah.
the Wii U doing the gamepad versus the 4 other people. Like,
And then they missed that game.
yeah, well, Evolve on Wii U would have been great as a local experience if they could have made that
It
happen.
couldn't handle that game.
No,
Come on.
the NX. I don't know. That X is a tablet. We'll see. Oh man. But yeah, you're right. It could not. It'd have to be like be the 8-bit version of the game, Aaron.
Yeah.
Oh boy. 8-bit Evolve.
I was just thinking of like
Wii U.
a side scrolling kind of thing. You're just like chasing people, but
Oh man. Next bit of Xbox stuff. I just wanted to mention Inside's out on Xbox One. I'm not sure if we mentioned that at all last show. I've heard rave things about this. I really want this. It's $20. It's by the Limbo guys.
Yeah, I'm actually tempted to kind of check that out. I have Limbo. I haven't played it, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. But I've heard nothing but good things about Inside as well. I kind of want to check it out.
Yeah, I got Limbo for free. They did a promotion for it for free in promotion of Inside as a kind of publicity stunt, I think. Then the other thing I want to mention with Xbox news, gold games, Mr. Jason. You were touting, you get them for free even if you cancel gold. That was the case. You were right. But
Yeah,
some
they did that
points,
just to piss me off.
yeah, at some point in the generation, Xbox or Microsoft changed the terms of service. So with the gold games you get free every month, you do not have access to them after you lose your gold account. So you'll regain access like you do on PSN when you reactivate gold. But just like PSN now for Xbox One games, you will lose access.
They did that literally just to prove me wrong.
Basically.
Those sons of bitches.
360 games you still keep forever.
Yeah,
with that
and
gold.
it's with the fact that Microsoft is so trailing, you would think that something like this that is not going to engender goodwill, they would have held off.
I don't think this has not been a huge publicity thing for them as of yet.
yeah, I don't think it's a big deal. I think people
really isn't.
kind of they're not surprised. They kind of expect that. At least I would think people.
And you get your games back when you re-sign up. So like
Yeah.
I don't think it's
You're
a
not
huge
gonna lose
deal.
it. It's just like, hey, if you want to play this game, you don't have live, go ahead and pay for a month, and then you'll get those games back.
I'm not saying it's unreasonable, but I'm saying from
the for the gamer thing. I know what you're saying.
About the only reason that they're not taking a big black eye on it is they didn't make an announcement or a big stink about it. It's going to start passing around, and people are going to comment and say, "Really, Microsoft? You couldn't let us keep them?"
But here's the thing,
I'm sure it's a money thing.
Is it to where let's say that you already have the game installed and you let your subscription lapse, you may still be able to play it. If you're not online, you could...
if you're even online, it works. So as far as I know...
Yeah. So
if it's just you can't re-download the games once you lose it. But
well, how about I'll test it because I've got a game that I got as a free games with gold that honestly I would have been willing to buy anyways, but it was when I actually had my subscription. It's called Hand of Fate. Really interesting game. It's on my Xbox One. I will over the coming days, week, whatever.
Yep.
Test that out and report back.
Yeah. So if it's on your system, my understanding is you'll continue to be able to play it. You can't re-download it, which no external hard drive support on Xbox. Wait, there is, isn't there?
Yeah, there is.
Okay, so PS4 is the one that does
your entire library when you're about to.
Yeah. So PS4 is the one with no
lapse.
external hard drive support. So, but Xbox, yeah, you got that support. Which I'm not sure if I'll ever upgrade hard drives or get externals for them. I kind of want to access everything all the time. Like,
Just
that's
keep
me.
your subscriptions and use your data. Oh, real quick tangent. I've complained. My internet company for like an extra $10 a month will now allow unlimited data. So I'm good.
You guys and your throttling.
How much do you pay per month for your internet? And what are your speeds?
I have a 100 megabit connection for... right now I'm about to upgrade to the unlimited because I have 100 megabit that I'm also paying an additional $20 a month to add extra data to, and with that combined, it's $82. So if I drop the $20 off and then pay, because it's something they just started, so I drop the $20 off.
Google, don't you, Aaron?
I don't have Google. It is going to expand. It's only in South Austin right now, though, and I'm in North Austin.
You're gonna get it soon, though?
Yeah, as soon as it's available. But right now I have Time Warner, and I get so I'm paying for 100 down and 10 up, and I'm only paying like $45 a month.
Well, I mean, mine's without the extra data that I'm paying for. Mine is
45?
about $60.
Yeah.
Is that like cheaper because you have cable?
I don't have cable. That's just what the price is.
45.
Yeah.
Man, that's good. Comcast, you suck.
What are you paying?
Oh, too much. Well, so is I got it down to 65, but it's going to go back up over the next year back to like 80 or something.
Yeah, I think that.
Then I got to call in again, and
I think mine's going to go up. I think the normal price is 55, but
that's still good. 55.
Yeah.
I started at 20 and ended up like 80. Like, come on, Comcast. That's beautiful.
Well, yeah, so that's about what I'm paying. The base rate is, like I said, though I have a data cap, it would be about $60 for the 100 megabit. And, of course, I paid for extra data, but, I'll be able to split the difference here shortly. So
cool. Well, the last bit of Xbox news I got is Play Anywhere launches on September 13th. These are for new games you buy after this date, including Gears of War 4, Horizon 3, ReCore, Sea of Thieves, Halo Wars 2, Scalebound, amongst others, will be buy it once, play it on all your Microsoft platforms.
For the record, this Play Anywhere push that they're doing leads me to believe I might not be totally off when I talked about that whole if Xbox became like the Steam or the Steam console or the Steam box of the future where other people can have Xbox licensed products. So you could buy an Alienware Xbox, a Dell Xbox, so on and so forth. I'm just throwing that out there.
Okay. Let's move over to...
one quick thing. Not really relevant because they've never had a big presence, but it's been confirmed Microsoft won't have a press conference at Gamescom.
Neither will Sony.
Yeah, but
they got Tokyo Game Show, I think, is what Sony does.
And Microsoft doesn't show up for that.
I think Nintendo is at Gamescom, I think, in a big way.
I mean, but either way, it's just Gamescom is E3 Gamescom is quickly becoming a bigger conference than E3. It's like E3 but aimed at more at the gamers than the press, and the fact that Microsoft isn't going to be there, it is kind of a, come on, man.
Now, they don't have the press showing, but are they there?
Honestly, I mean, they'll probably be there, but they've actually never had a big showing at Gamescom.
Okay.
And the fact they're giving up the conference altogether, so yeah.
Some multi-platform news. Batman Collection, as we talked about last time, has an expected earliest date of November. Maybe later. Frame rate issues are to blame.
You say maybe later. I say
maybe later.
It will not be this calendar
Possibly
year.
later.
It's not going to be this. I will put a bet right now.
Yeah.
It's not going to be this calendar year. I'll eat crow if it is.
You know, a pizza bet when everybody has a pizza.
Give me your address and I'll use the Domino's app.
Oh man! So you don't think November's happening? This
Not a
collection?
snowflake's chance in hell.
I think it'd be smart to not launch in November because that's when all the other games are coming out, and it'd be better to sell this game in February or January.
Yeah, I mean, and then the other thing is I think they're shooting themselves in the foot with the launch window that they're looking at or when they're aiming for. I bet you they're going to launch at least at a $60 price tag, and it's just they're not old enough.
I thought it was $50. I thought I could pre-order this at $50.
Okay, well, so even then, it's I don't know. What was it? Was it the Jack and Daxter collection that came out for $40 recently?
No. There's no Jack. Jack and Daxter is only on PS3 and Vita.
Was it Ratchet and Clank?
Yeah, that was a remaster and a new game kind of for $40.
And that's what I'm getting at is it's. I'm not sure this justifies the price tag they're aiming for.
Oh, I completely disagree. Brand new engine to match Arkham Knight. It's two amazing games that I've never played. That's worth $25 a game.
We're really not talking an engine old enough that... Because, I mean, Arkham City and Arkham Asylum, they don't get me wrong, yes, there are better looking games out there, but they aren't games that already look so ridiculously dated. I think they're launching it at too high a price. If they aim for November, Call of Duty...
BioShock's at 60, right?
That doesn't mean that that's okay either. I mean, just because somebody else is more expensive doesn't...
But what's... I mean, so arguably... Okay... Let me set this. Okay, so you have new games coming out that are untested if they're good or not, right? And then you have these masterpieces coming out in a more definitive, polished up, perfected form. These are well-established, great games.
Have you owned any of these games?
No, I've got Origins on Wii U, and that is it.
Okay, but you're part of a minority. I mean, heck...
I'm not saying if you already own the game, buy it again. I'm saying if you don't own the game, these are great. BioShock, I don't own those either.
But Arkham Asylum, I'm pretty sure was given away for free on PSN as one.
I got that, but it's on my PS3. I don't want to play PS3 unless I really have to.
It's not going to look that much better. I'm telling you.
The controller, man. I don't want to use my DualShock 3.
I like all the PlayStation controllers. So,
oh, you're crazy. They're terrible.
No.
They have not had a good controller except for the DualShock 4. Aaron, back me on this. DualShock 3 and before were all crap.
The 3 actually wasn't so bad.
What? The sticks were loose. So they're cramped together. It's the same thing as the DualShock 2. They didn't change it.
But the battery life was so long.
Okay, the battery. I don't care about the battery. I care about ergonomics and feel.
I'll be honest.
Right. So the one complaint that I have about the DualShock 3 is that the sticks were too close togetger.
Yeah, they just shoved sticks in on a D-pad controller.
I didn't really have a problem with that. I'll be honest.
Do you have baby hands? I mean,
no.
Because I got real man hands. They're big.
Actually, I'll be honest. Surprisingly, the controller I actually think is the most comfortable, and I know it's not relevant to the podcast, but bear with me, would be the Wii U controller.
It is a big controller.
It's not just the size. I like the location of the sticks. First of all, I have a thing for symmetry, which automatically rules out the Xbox One controller.
I like that controller.
I like the sticks on the bottom together, but the sticks are most comfortable up there at the top like they are on the Wii U.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there.
The DualShock 4 fixed all my problems I had with the Sony controllers. It's the first redesign they've had since the launch of PlayStation, which baffles me. Anyways.
Now that I'm holding the DualShock 3, there's two things that stand out to me now. So, one, of course, is this. Look at that. That shouldn't happen.
Right?
All right.
Right?
My turn to get up and grab mine. Hold on.
The second thing is that when you pull down these triggers, you could just slip off.
Yep.
Yeah.
The sticks are so loose too. Like I can't. It's hard controlling.
I don't mind
movements
that
for me.
I don't mind that, but
and they're so close together. It's just not good ergonomics.
All right. Okay. So looking at it, I guess I see part of your problem, and that is, I use the tips of my fingers when I'm playing. I'm not sitting here on the meaty part. I'm using the tips.
I use the meaty part.
Yeah, you gotta use your meat.
I'm using the tips because I'm not sliding off anyways. My fingers aren't touching anyways.
But they're pretty close there. That's not ergonomically good for your fingers.
But you know what? They don't touch. It's not a problem.
It's pretty
I don't
close.
see what the issue is. And
pretty close.
Okay. So I don't know. I see.
Basically, they shoved in joysticks when the controller is still designed around the D-pad. The PS4 controller, it's more joystick centric.
Yeah, and then even like the trigger issue comes from the fact that they just took a DualShock and then just added like analog triggers on it, whereas before they were just
on season 1. I think we've done rants on the Sony controller, how PlayStation 1, 2, and 3 had basically the same identical freaking controller, except some minor differences with tilt, rumble, and whether it had joysticks or not, because originally it didn't have joysticks, and they just shoved them in there on PS1 at some point. Yeah. But anyways, enough of that tangent, I think. But yeah, these collections I love if you don't already own the games, or if you are such a huge fan of the game you want to have it again. And I also think from game preservation standpoint, it's great to have these again on the last generation of all time, because we're now in the last generation, Jason. So all the games being remastered for life, you'll have access to these things, right?
You know what? I really think that yes, that they could finally approach that point that if you buy it now, it's going to be like a PC and it's going to be yours forever. That having been said, I guess I still also take umbrage with the fact that it's a collection that doesn't include everything. I mean, what the hell is that?
Yeah, you want that Origins, don't you?
I want that.
I got Origins on the Wii U, so that's on the current generation.
And I want Night.
Did Origins come to PS4? Or was it PS3 and Wii U and Xbox 360?
I don't remember.
Was it at the weird transition period?
Yeah, it was pretty close to there.
The other news: Resident Evil 4 has the remake has a release date of August 30th. Joins 5 and 6, which are already out for the current generation. I might finally play a Resident Evil game. It baffles me that...
You've never played a Resident Evil game?
No, I've not.
Okay, that having said, I'm going to tell you, go ahead and wait for the Resident Evil 2 remake that is happening, because Resident Evil 2 is kind of the pinnacle of the survival horror time of the game, where it's still zombies. 4 was good, don't get me wrong.
I heard this is the best one, 4.
Well, it depends on what you're looking for.
They have the Origins collections, too.
Yeah. I'm just saying, though, 4 changes the nature of the game. It's not so much the old school Resident Evil. It was the balance in between old and new. But 2 is the pinnacle of old school Resident Evil.
Why did they do 6, 5, 4? Is that because everyone would just buy 4 and not buy 5 and 6?
Yeah, 6 was horrible, so they wanted to go ahead and put that back out to get as much extra money as they could out of that.
And they want to release these separately versus one collection for 60, doing each of these at 20. That's...
If they would have released a collection with only 4, 5, and 6 and not 1, 2, and 3, I'd have stabbed somebody.
Well, they already released 1 as a thing.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. I want to play 1 at some point. But anyways, so that's the
I want
other...
them to re-release 0.
That's already out. That's in the Origins collection, I believe.
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah, 0 is part of Origins.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, so...
Look, 0 is an entertaining game, but you have to ignore the narrative fact that you've got characters in 0 who were... 0 was made after 1, and it's characters in 1 who they have no idea what's going on and this new outbreak, but there's shit they went through in 0, and it's like, this makes no logical sense unless everybody all of a sudden got amnesia, which, no.
What do you mean?
So,
I don't
Origins...
recall any part like that.
The fact that zombies at all, I mean, Resident Evil 1 is the start of this outbreak, and everybody finding
I know,
out what's going
and
on.
Resident Evil 0 takes place during like during 1. It's at the exact same time.
So Origins Collection includes HD of 1 and 0 / Biohazard. I think that's the same name, right? Which now I understand the name of Resident Evil 7 Biohazard because they're linked franchises in the same franchise, basically, right?
I'm sorry, say that again because I was trying to.
So 0 was also known as Biohazard in Japan, which now makes me understand
the whole series is Biohazard.
The whole series is Biohazard?
Yes.
Yep. And it's Resident Evil in the States?
Yes. See, yeah, in
and now they're bringing both names into one game with 7.
Which is good. They need to unite them to just now. Okay, Aaron, it's not at the same time. It's a prequel to Resident Evil 1, and you're playing as Rebecca Chambers, who's in Resident Evil 1. It cannot be the same time. It is a prequel.
No, it is the same time because what happens during Resident Evil 1 is these cops go to the mansion, right? What happens in like Resident Evil 0 is there is like you're on a train and the train is taking this prisoner and it's happening during the thing because like Rebecca is getting like radio things and she's like, what's going on out there? And she has no idea what's happening. And then the train ends up stopping. You get out and you go into the mansion and it's only hours after the events of Resident Evil 1 just happened.
Yeah, her character in Resident Evil 1 is surprised by what she's seeing and everything. There is a narrative break there. It really is. I mean, it's not a bad game. It's a great game. As a matter of fact, and also on GameCube was a phenomenal looking game. Looked just amazing. But there's a narrative dissonance there.
Yeah. So I want to start with Origins. I think it's the game to start with, probably. You know, the original.
Was it? I don't remember if it was the Origins or the Resident Evil 1 remake that they did on PS.
1 is in Origins.
It did. Well, I don't know if it's 0 or 1. How about that?
It's both.
It did get harpooned hardcore, I kid you not, for boob physics. Like, straight up...
Boot physics?
No, boob.
Boob?
Nobody cares. Yes. I don't care about that business.
No, like, straight up...
So Origins has both 1 and 0, Jason, so you get both of those games.
To the point of straight ridiculousness. And... I guess I personally, I'm not overly concerned, but they made a big.
Are they unrealistic gravity involved in how boobs react to gravity?
It was described very literally as walking around with a pair of literal balloons attached to the front of your chest. It was completely ridiculous to the point that, yeah, come on, guys.
Regardless, they're the originals. You gotta play the originals, to appreciate everything else. Some PlayStation news. Twitch apps now. What's that?
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say. Now that we're getting the PlayStation news, I just got an email from Sony that says that they gave me a free 3-month subscription to PlayStation Vue Elite Slim.
Because you're already a Vue member, so it's like upgrading your It's not like upgrading your thing.
Yeah, it's just upgrading from what I have. Right now, I have the lowest package. It's like $30 a month, and this one.
So, Aaron, now I understand why you can afford your Vue subscription since your internet's only $45. See, I pay just as much as you do, but with none of that stuff.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. So yeah, you gotta upgrade. You'll let us know. You'll let us know that upgrade thing is. You just basically more channels. Is that right?
Yeah. So the one that I have right now has how many channels is it? I don't know, but this one comes with 50 some plus.
Does it come with HBO?
50 plus channels. I don't know if it has HBO.
Because then you could cancel HBO now for a couple months.
Yeah. The one that I have right now has 30 plus, I think, or something like that. They're like 35. Oh, yeah. 35. So.
Okay. So let's do the PlayStation rundown. Twitch app now on PS Vita and PS TV. So you can watch your live streams there. Pretty cool. As mentioned before.
My kids care about that way more than I do.
Oh, I know. It's the youngins. No Man's Sky, as we mentioned.
Watch Twitch?
Not really. I know.
I would rather play a game than watch somebody else play it. If I can't take the time to play it, I'm not going to watch it.
I will say I watch Twitch a lot at work. Like, it's always going in the background on my second monitor. So, like, I'll be doing stuff and I can just listen to someone else play Destiny and stuff.
You can do that with your job. As mentioned before, No Man's Sky has gone gold. Passed certification on the very first try. They are now working on their first update. coming out in August, 6 gigabytes as mentioned. I wish that this has gone gold. They can just release it in July. Like, get this out. I want it now. Give it to me.
Maybe we'll quickly reach the point that they'll start when it goes gold, allowing digital sales.
The release date on PSN is still December 31st, 2016. They haven't updated the release date yet.
As much as I like Sony and I like PlayStation, PSN and the PlayStation Store are both.
It's a bit antiquated. I got to spend $5 minimum.
Rough.
$5 minimum to fund your wallet.
Yeah.
I love the sales, as I've mentioned before. The sales are great. And Firewatch in the United Kingdom is 20% off. I was very angry we didn't get to Firewatch sale.
You haven't played that game yet?
No, I need it. I need it. That's another game I need. It's on my list of games to play at some point.
I have played it. It's another game that kicks you right in the feels, like right out the gate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want it. It's $20. I'll get it at some point.
I haven't gotten to the end of the game, but I have enjoyed it. I'm just not sure just how. I'm not sure I ever really want to complete it. It was enjoyable, but not compelling.
Okay. When I play it, I'll see if I agree or disagree. I think I'll disagree on that one. Probably. Without even playing it, I've heard such amazing things.
Yeah.
And the length of the game would have me compelled to finish.
Well, yeah.
Evidently, you can tell your Amazon Echo. Alexa ordered Uncharted 4. I hope someone just bought. I hope I just bought Uncharted 4 for somebody. I'm kind of joking. But you get Uncharted 4 Thief's End Special Edition for $25 that way. I'm not sure how long this lasts. $25 Special Edition.
That is cute. I can tell you, I worked for the post office, and before Uncharted 4 and right as Uncharted 4 was coming out, Amazon had mad boxes all over the place advertising Uncharted 4.
Yeah, I got a lot of boxes that had Uncharted 4
on the Amazon box.
Yeah, on the box. Like,
oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
great game. People should know about it.
Lots of advertising.
PSN's top downloaded games of the month of June. Do you guys want to guess what the top PS4 game was?
Minecraft? I don't know.
Battlefield 4. Now, this is not totally unsurprising because you know what that game was priced at that month? Wait, the Hardline. I'm thinking of Hardline. Sorry.
$450 is how much it was.
No, that's Hardline I'm thinking of. That is number 3rd in the list.
Oh, okay.
So that's why that was so high. Overwatch was number 2. You got Tomb Raider Definitive Edition number 4, Minecraft, Shadow Mordor, 7 Days to Die, Rocket League, Grand Theft Auto 5, Need for Speed, Dragon Age Inquisition, Batman Arkham Knight, which was on sale that month. I bought it that month, so that's probably why that's on that list. FIFA 16, Destiny. I wonder if that counts the DLC. No.
Whoever doesn't own Minecraft now, can you please just hurry up and buy it so that
I don't have it on my PS4 yet. I got it on my Xbox and my.
I only have it in one.
I got it on my Vita.
Place that matters.
Wait, I got it on my Vita. It's not cross-buy, is it?
No.
Of course not.
However, if you do have like the PC version, then you get a Windows 10 version free. Like if you had the old, before it was bought by Microsoft. Yeah.
That having been said, I'll be honest. I kind of wish, those sales numbers are only so accurate. But apparently NPD.
This is most downloads. This is going to be people that already own the game that are just re-downloading it. Is what it reads to me.
It could be, but NPD is going to start tracking digital sales in addition to physical sales
with certain partners.
Well,
not
with anybody willing to report is what.
People that opt in. Other games on the list: Uncharted 4, Dragon Ball Xenoverse, Doom, Need for Speed Rivals, Lego Marvel Superheroes, and Assassin's Creed Syndicate. So it's PS4. I'm not sure if I want to go through all of these, but PS3, the top, I guess, 5 games: Dark Souls 2, Grand Theft Auto 5, The Last of Us, FIFA 16, Battlefield 4, and Little Big Planet 3. That was 6, I guess. Then Vita, they only give you 10 games instead of 20, like the big boy consoles.
Because 20 would be the entire game library.
Hey.
Oh, that's not nice. There's a lot of Vita indie games. There's no exclusives except for several. Well, that's not. No, there's no exclusives basically, but there's a good library of indies and ports. We got God Eater Resurrection as the #1 download game. Odin Sphere Leafsor, I don't know how to say that. Leafsor? XCOM Enemy Unknown Plus, Adventures of Mana, Tales of Hearts R, and then some other games. Shadow Light mid list. I don't know. Then some PS Classic games. Bully's #1 of that list. But anyways, some interesting stuff in there. Star Wars Bounty Hunter was #8 on that list, which I own now. So I helped that game get to the #8 spot.
Of course you did.
Of course I did. With my download code. Anyways, what else you got this week for news, Jason? In PS Land.
PlayStation Land. Well, I mean, you had put it on there, but it was the only other relevant thing was that pre-orders for some of the PSVR games are coming up.
Yep, we'll talk about that in the VR segment.
Yeah.
I also want to mention that Europe's getting a Crystal DualShock 4. This is a clear plastic controller. Japan's had this for a while, but it's out July 11th. Looks pretty hot.
I feel like the 90s are calling and wants to...
Right? N64 era, right? Clear plastic. It's back. And I got my 20th anniversary controller, and I still have not opened the box. It looks so beautiful in there.
NRFB, never removed from box.
I'm going to open it at some point. I need to.
Sure you will.
I need to. Well, they're getting hard to buy now. Walmart's the last place you can find them online. And then I thought this was curious. The cross-promotion Sony PlayStation is doing with movie purchases. So if you pre-order the Ghostbusters movie on your PS4, you get a free movie theme for your PlayStation. I think it's kind of curious they're doing that stuff.
I think that we could fast be reaching the point, for example, where, okay, since Sony isn't going to continue to support the PS3 forever, and between that and the Spider-Man game being a PlayStation...
You think we're getting movie downloads as far as PS Plus?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I almost feel like, just like I said, why not?
PS3 is going to have a long, long life, I think.
You know, or heck, instead of giving PS3 games, or direct PS3 games, give PS3 games as part of the PlayStation Now, the Gaikai streaming technology.
I so wish that was the thing. Like, you could use this Now game this month.
Yeah, or no, not just this month. You can use this Now game indefinitely.
Forever?
Yeah.
That would be cool. You can't buy Now games, though. That's not a thing. It's frustrating that's not a thing. You can only rent them or do this as full all-you-can-eat subscription with Now.
Well, you know what? If I can't have it that way, then yeah, I guess if it's not going to be mine permanently, then I'd give more games per month as PlayStation Now games, like 4 PS3, PS Now games.
Yeah. So, yeah, I just thought that was an interesting cross-promotion. Well, anyways, let's move on to last bit of news I kind of buried in the list. Drinkbox Studio has a Vita collection that launches July 13th. It's $25, includes all of their amazing Vita games, including Severed, Guacamelee, and Mutant Blob's Attacks. I do not own any of these on Vita.
Of those, the only thing I have even played out of that collection is Guacamelee.
Yeah.
And it was fun, I just didn't think it was great.
I heard Severed was wonderful. Mutant Blob... Yeah, I think I want this collection. They are the premier Vita developer in my mind. They're like they launched Mutant Blob's Attack was a launch title, I believe. Guacamelee launched first on Vita, I believe, as did Sever. Like they are very much a Vita developer.
Yes.
So,
and I guess if
give them money, please.
Vita, yeah.
Give them money. Anyways.
Also, real quick for anybody that didn't know, yesterday Kerbal Space Program came out on PS4. Interesting game. I played it on my Mac. I'll be honest. It's still to be determined when it's coming out on Wii U, which is actually where I'm going to buy it because
it's out on Wii U this week. I thought.
Oh, is it?
Thought so. Thought it's all Nintendo download.
Okay, well then that might change. But either way, it's an interesting game for anybody that really wants a micromanage to hell but enjoyable game.
Cool. So, let's move on to our topics of the week. And these include PSVR. Me and Aaron have done demos of PSVR, Jason. You have not, because you're not willing to drive 2 hours like a true VR enthusiast.
It's all right though. I've got mine on pre-order. What you got?
I'm my assurance is that this will be widely available upon launch, and I'll just walk into a store and buy it.
Well, how about this? I'm going to recommend taking the day off and picking your store that you want to go to.
Midnight launch.
So that you can be... Yeah,
You think they'll do midnight launch with this?
No, I don't.
You don't?
No.
Okay. I'll take the half day and do the morning off.
I recommend, because you're going to want to be in line, because if they have it, it's going to go fast.
I'm sure they will. Come on. What do you think, Aaron? You think this will be hard to get?
Well, now that like I've experienced it and I've seen the store, like the demo
You've done it twice
area,
now, right?
yeah. Now that I've seen like the demo area,
The lines weren't
think,
long at all.
I don't think it's going to be hard to do this at all. I mean, I live in a big city, and there was only one person that was already doing it both of the times that I went. I just had to wait for them to finish theirs, which was only like 2 or 3 minutes, and then I got to do it. So like,
yeah, the lines weren't long, which I'm not sure if that
me.
means this will have lukewarm sales, or if it means everyone's already sold on, they don't even want to try it.
I mean, considering how quickly that second round of pre-orders went out.
How many pre-orders went up, and how many were scalpers? That might get burned because there's wide inventory and they're stuck with these pre-orders. I'm generally curious on that because there's programs out there that just automatically buy things like this and soak them all up. So I'm curious on that. I really am.
I don't think it's going to be as hard as I had originally thought. I think you'll be able to easily get one within the
window
first week.
Yeah, well, you might not get day one, but
if you guys don't have it, I'll be sitting here enjoying it for you.
Well, I got my camera that you sent me. Very nice. Yeah. And I got my first move controller. Yeah. So I'm pretty close to having all the gear for it.
Okay, so back to the point though.
Yes, questions. We did this. What do you want to know?
Okay, I want to start with one of the biggest games I'm looking forward to is Eve Valkyrie. Tell me about Eve Valkyrie. Is it just flying? What kind of missions are there? How does the flight controls work? Talk to me. That's one of the games that I think I'm gonna eat up like a fat kid on a ho-ho.
Did you play it, Tim?
I did not. I did the puzzle game where you're going through the walls.
All right. So I'll start off with my whole experience, and then I'll get to that. So when I went the first time, she was telling me I was like the dude who was already playing was playing this game. And there's ships flying around, and he's like spinning all over the place, shooting missiles and stuff, and it looked pretty awesome. I'm like, I want to play that game. And then she's like, is this your first time? And I said, yeah. And she said, well, some people get sick playing this. I recommend that you try one of these other ones. And she recommended 2 for me, and I was like, well, I'm almost 30 years old. I'm like a grown man. I think I can handle this. But then I was like, I don't want to be the one who throws up all over the place. So I was like, let me go ahead and try out this tank one. So I did the tank one first, and it was pretty fun. It was a nice way to start. And like the interesting thing about like VR, which I didn't think was going to be a thing, is that you really feel like you're in that space. Like she told me to look around within the tank. And so I'm looking around and stuff, and it's surrounding you, like the entire thing. Yeah. And I looked down on the floor, and there was like a pedal. And I actually put my foot out, like I was going to press the pedal. And then I hit just the floor, and I was like, oh, this is weird. But then I went back the next weekend, and she was like, oh, you're back. You want to play this game? I was like, yeah. So then I played. So like Eve Valkyrie starts out. You are in a hangar, and basically they're just telling you that you're about to go out into like a battle, and you have a few, probably like a minute just to check out your surroundings and stuff, and then all of a sudden your ship just launches down this thing and shoots you out into space. And you get a pretty good look at just space and stuff for a little while. And then all of a sudden, all these ships teleport in. And then they're like, all right, you're about to fight. And then from like a mothership, all these little tiny ships like your size come out. And basically for about 5 minutes, you're just flying around trying to kill as many as you can. And the controls is so when she told me about it, I was kind of concerned because she's like, these are like inverted controls, and I was like, oh, I haven't played inverted since like '96. So then,
The first E Valkyrie person playing at our demo
yeah,
crashed so hard he could not
yeah.
get grasp the controls initially.
When I saw the guy playing it the first time, he was crashing into everything, and so I didn't crash into anything. Like it was
look
weird
at you.
'cause what I did is, as soon as you first go out into space, I just took that time to fly around on my own before the ships come in. So I had a pretty good, understanding of the controls like right away. And like once you get them, like once you get the coordination down of the sticks and like moving your head too to actually like help yourself know where you're going, then it's easy. It seems like totally natural, and like I was amazed by that.
And I'm sorry, did you play with? Do you play with a regular controller or a move controller?
Yeah, you play with a regular.
They had no move controller demos out yet.
Okay.
The guy mentioned his favorite demos that he's done were with move controllers, but they didn't have any of them. He was trying to get them, but you know how they are.
They had demos with the move controller at mine, but I didn't.
Oh, they did not at ours. Now, when you look down at the controller, did you see a little outline of the controller in eValkyrie?
No, but you do have like an actual. So in like the tank game, you don't even have like a person. You look down, it's just an empty seat. But in this one, you see like your body, and so if you were to move the stick in like one direction, then your character will actually move something that's like steering your ship, which is pretty cool because it actually gave you a sense of like you're this thing doing this stuff. But the controls as far as shooting and stuff, one trigger would give you like a boost, or no, it was like a bumper or one of those would give you like a boost, which was really fun using because like the boost in coordination with like looking and then turning, it just felt pretty amazing. And then like another trigger would shoot just like a regular gun, which was kind of hard to track things with because you had to really what's it called when you aim ahead,
Oh,
like
yeah.
like a ship's going to be like you got to aim here like as the ship's flying there, because you got to keep in mind like this is space that you're in, so there's like these huge gaps between you and this ship in front of you, so you have to plan out where they're going to be next if you're using that gun. But then you have like a missile which you can just fire freely, or it'll continuously like reload, and you have like a chamber of like 5 missiles. So if you hold down the missile, it'll lock on to something, but you have to be looking at that ship for it to lock on, which is pretty cool. So if there was a ship that was up and to your right, if you look that way and you're still flying straight, you press like the missile button and hold it, and it'll lock onto that ship. And as long as you're like looking at it, then it'll launch that direction and it'll track that ship. So that was pretty cool.
So Jason, I sent you and Aaron the link of the game I played with a pretty cool trailer kind of showcasing what it is.
Yes.
And I think it does a pretty good job showcasing it. I'm not sure if you can watch that on mute real in the background, so you have an idea of what I experienced.
Yeah, that is a game actually I'm interested in, mostly because one of my wife's all-time favorite games is something called Pack Attack for the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Which is like a Pac-Man Tetris hybrid game.
Uh-huh.
But long story short, my wife is literally Tetris-minded. I mean, the way she moves, she's one of those people that I'm like, how the fuck did you even see that?
She would love this game. So it's called Super Hypercube.
Yeah. So
did you see this demo at all, Aaron? Did anyone ever play this?
I don't even recall seeing it. I don't think anyone played it.
This
Maybe
did not get
like different demos then.
I don't think so. We had eValkyrie, we had the tank game. People just didn't play this game, from what I understand, that much. Like they heard Tetris, like they wanted the tank and blow stuff up games, So Super Hypercube is what I played. It's out October 13th on PSVR. You're in this Tron-like world. When you look down your hands at the controller, you get this Tron outline, this neon outline of the controller. And it moves in real space, so you can actually see the controller as like a neon type thing, which is kind of cool. You're basically going you start with a square, and you add one block to your piece every time, and your goal is to match it up with the hole in the wall that you're heading towards. And when you match it up, you can speed through it, or you can go through it slowly, however you want, kind of like Tetris style. But so you're in this world, this Tron world, and to actually see the hole in the wall, you literally like glance. You move around so you can see beyond your object, kind of looking past. You look past the corner, sort of like you're looking around the edge to see what is in the distance, and then you rotate it and things like that to make it fit. And it starts out pretty simple, but these later stages, it gets hard real quick to match up the patterns. But being in this like Tron world was just great, and it was a cool experience for sure.
Well, speaking of, I know you guys didn't get a chance to play it, but while we're sitting here talking about PSVR, I did look. The game I was thinking of, Tim, Rez, is a music rhythm game, not like Amplitude, but it's a music rhythm game coming to PSVR. So that's
I've heard great things about that.
Yeah, that's something you should be on the lookout.
I asked him if they had Rez when I was there because I heard such good things. Do you have the Rez demo? And it's like, no, we don't.
Yeah, it's probably not a game I'm interested in. I mean, right now, if I'm like VR exclusive games, my top 5 that I'm looking at: Eve Valkyrie, the Hyper Light Cube thing that you were just talking about, Riggs. I'm really interested in that game because
that looks good.
It looks like the most hardcore game of the PSVR games.
It reminds me of Pacific Rim almost. Is that right? Description?
Well, it's just a shooter basically. A mech.
You're in a robot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of more like mech-based shooter as
Titanfall.
No, Rocket League, because you've got a goal that you're going through. You charge your person up, and then once your person is charged up, you try and move through the goal to get a point. And of course, once you're charged up, everybody can see, and they're trying to kill you before you get through the opposing goal to get a point.
Yeah.
Then there, what did I say? I said Eve.
You want Batman?
Batman, and then actually, I'm oddly excited for Fruit Ninja on PSVR.
Fruit Ninja Connect kind of blew my mind when I played that at the E3 demo. I was at E3 when they were showing that off for the first time, back when the Vita was announced.
Well, I'm actually having something in hand to and look like an absolute retard.
Yeah, move controller,
Yeah.
As your knife. You could add a knife attachment to it. That would not be safe. Now, Aaron, do you want to speak a little bit about comfort level in the headset?
Yeah, so it was very comfortable. The first time, I could kind of feel it, because it's like the first time ever doing it. But then by the end of it, you kind of forget that you're even wearing it.
Even with glasses, I felt that.
Yeah, and I was surprised that there was a lot of space because I was like, oh, am I gonna have to take off the?
Yeah, and I got big glasses too, and they were fine.
Yeah, and it was totally fine. The second time though, I think she just didn't put it on correctly because they don't let you put it on. They they
let me put it on.
Oh no, she was like.
So the guy put it on the maximum openness, and then he let me adjust it to close it down. Basically.
Oh no! So what they did for me is they would put it on, they'd close it down, and then they would let you adjust it to where you could see to where it was clear because you know how you kind of have to tilt the thing
up and down.
Yeah. So they would let you do that, but she didn't really get it on tight to where I could still see stuff like here. I could still see everything, and so I reached up and I grabbed the thing and I pulled it down a little bit, and she's like, "No." She's like, "Don't touch that," and I was like,
"Wow, my guy was a lot nicer. My guy was a lot nicer than your. There you go.
Yeah,
man, that's crazy.
Okay,
but very comfortable.
Here's
very comfortable.
Yeah, it was very comfortable.
Here's the I guess the penultimate question aimed primarily at Aaron. Aaron, PC Master Race that you are, your time with the PSVR, did it convince you that the PSVR is every bit as worth it as a high-end gaming rig running an Oculus or a Vive? I know you haven't played with those, but were you disappointed in what you experienced with PSVR? Do you think it's a contender type of thing?
So it's kind of a two-part answer. So first, no. But secondly, it's still really good. I feel that the games weren't. I don't know. It's like from what I've seen of PC VR,
They're not
those
chasing
looked-
real world graphics and PC gaming
No, they're
VR
not.
yet either.
But it seems more. I don't know what the word is. It's just it seems more like in depth. I guess I don't know. But these games just kind of I don't know. It just didn't really feel as good to me as what I've seen for like PC VR. But I will say that it was still a very good like VR experience, and I was still surprised that VR could be this good on a PlayStation. And
Yeah, not even me.
I definitely want to get it. And I think for someone who is wanting to get into some sort of VR, I think the PS4 is like the best way to go if you don't have anything. You think purely just about the cost and how
Oh my
how
gosh,
simple it is.
I
to
looked
get
at this there at the price points, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so like you could spend, let's say, for like a PC, if you're gonna build a PC, and get like all the components, you could easily be spending close to $2,000 to $3,000 for this.
Yeah, the low end on PC VR, the bundles of 1,500 that include Oculus, but 1,500 you're looking at minimum.
Yeah. And
that
if
might
you're going
age
for
pretty
PS4,
quickly.
Yeah. If you're going for PS4 and you don't have anything at all, and that includes not even a TV, like the most you're gonna spend is $1,000 for like everything.
Yeah, because you guys consider the console that's 350 now, and then
Yeah,
500, 500 for the whole.
Yeah, 500 for the whole thing, and then you can get a TV for like
Yeah.
100.
I'm also, for the record, kind of curious how much the PSVR is going to be usable as simply just a display. Don't want to have a TV just share type of thing. Just use it as play a regular PlayStation.
Yeah, I wonder what the OS interface is gonna be like on this thing.
Yeah. Well, okay, so you're not totally sold. Okay.
No, he is.
No,
Well,
I
no, I
am,
mean,
but I'm
that-
just saying, like I don't feel that it's as good. I would rather have the PC VR experience, but I still like recognize this is really good, and I recommend that if you are wanting to get into the VR and you don't have a PC, I don't think you're going to be like missing out on much. I think this is a very good option, and I want it. So
my guess is you'll have a lot of Sony exclusives too on this PSVR,
Yeah.
which is a reason to have it as well, even if you have another VR system.
True. Yep.
Sony's good with their exclusives. Well, I say that, but they're not that good this time around, I guess.
Yeah.
With VR, though, I think they'll have a lot of exclusives because I think they're going to put them a lot of money into this bag to get people to play it.
Here's hoping.
We got some. So the games are finally available on pre-order on Best Buy for PSVR games. We got artwork of what these game cases look like. We got price points too.
Yes. For the record, though, I'm also curious how large these game cases are going to be. Are they going to be...
They look like regular PS4 game cases.
Well, yeah, but you take a picture of a PS Vita case in the right way, and it looks like a PS.
No, it's the same PS4 case. I mean, you fit a CD in there. It's the same size. They're not shrinking them down.
I'd like to see them maybe be a little bit different just to help differentiate.
I'm sure this. If you have them on a shelf, the spinal part of it will have VR as part of the thing in there.
But anyways,
Yeah.
the pricing. I think that's one of the most interesting things about PSVR coming out right now is the console space has just been locked in price for so long, and definitely not justifiably. And it's nice to see. What was it? Arkham VR was.
Yeah, so we got a range. Arkham VR is 20, and that's like an hour or two experience. We got Riggs Mechanized Combat League for 50, and then the PSVR Worlds, which is the pack-in game if you get the $500 bundle, is $40. So a nice range there of different price points. No $60 title.
Well, yeah,
but these
nice
games
to
don't
see.
seem like full title games. So maybe when
Riggs
those come
does.
out, yeah, I don't know.
You don't think Riggs seems like a full title game?
Resident Evil, we should mention, is 60, so that's your full price game.
Yeah, but that's coming separate of. I mean, it's not just a PSVR game.
It's not. It's not.
But, I mean, you really don't think that Riggs is going to be a full game there, Aaron?
As much as Timefall is a full game, I'd say, right?
Yeah, maybe. I feel like all the games that I've heard of for the most part for like VR right now don't feel like real. I don't know, what do you call them? Like,
yeah, when Resident Evil was announced, that was a big deal because that's the first like full featured experience as far as like you can sink a lot of time into it.
I think
I'm curious how deep rigs get.
Yeah, I think once we start getting more like VR games, I wouldn't be surprised if the price even goes higher than 60 for these games
because they're harder to develop. You think?
I'm okay with games being higher if they have content, if they deserve it. The Witcher 3 is just this expansive, ridiculous sized game that could have deserved a higher price tag. But then I also look at I'm trying to think of a 60-hour game or a $60 game that's come out recently that just didn't have enough content, in my opinion.
Oh, there's lots of that.
Yeah, well, I mean, just take any of those. It's like everybody's afraid to release it at a lower cost, but because
retail. I think so the whole, if we were all digital and didn't have these stupid retail stores to deal with in discs, my feeling is variable pricing would have been here already.
I'm not
because
so sure.
You cut out the middlemen and they can price it however they want. The retailers, they need to have enough margin there for the retailers to sell their games.
Well, two things. One, I'm not so sure because a lot of people get into this problem that if it's not $60, it's just not a full game. It's not worth my money.
Ratchet and Clank had that problem. It's a $40 game, but it's just as good as any $60 game. It's not better.
But then on top of that, if you really dive deep into it, retailers are already operating on razor thin margins. They
are.
Walmart, for example, or even GameStop, they work off 2 or 3% margins on these products. And yeah, when you're talking a $60 game, 2%, 3% is $1.80. So it's not. I don't think they're as concerned about locking it at $60 as much as that's just where people are stuck.
I mean, that's the industry norm, and that's why. Well, that's why it's 60 because of retailers. I think. I am not sure it's. I think digital marketplace we'd have different. You'd have Steam, like Steam. Pricing on Steam, Aaron, talk about that. Like, that's price different, isn't it?
It's awesome.
Yeah, you have retail games that drop too,
but
right?
I think that's more a byproduct of the open market and the fact that it's so easy to get published on Steam. It's like same thing with the App Store.
No, I'm talking about retail games too, Aaron. Don't retail games drop in price digitally more often than they would on any?
Yeah, they drop in price a lot, and Steam oftentimes will have sales or just like weekend deals or just anything. Like if you're wanting to get like a like a game that just came out within, let's say, the last 3 months, and it was $60. And most places, if you go into like a retail store, it'll still be $60. Steam will a lot of times have that at least like 45 or maybe even lower.
I guess that's the other thing though, is you guys keep talking about it drops in price or it has a sale. It still comes out at $60.
But they're more flexible on where they price it afterwards.
But we're still talking these launches
because of retail, right? I think is why it still starts there at 60.
I'm not so sure about that. I just think that's what people have decided the value of a game is, and I really think that it's going to be nice if PSVR can start moving that needle on what a game.
We should say games have never been less expensive than they are today.
Oh yeah,
never ever. Both due to what the inflation was and the old price of games. Remember N64 games? You had NES games that were $100, stuff like that. Like games used to be a lot more, a lot more. Yeah, $60 is a bargain for what you get these days.
Yes.
And plus you got, the gold games, you got the PS Plus games, you got all these crazy sales.
I'm just interested to see where some of these prices fall and where it goes.
Yeah. But I got so excited with VR, like, after trying this demo. I priced out, like, can I build a VR computer for, like, it's still, like, $800 minimum, maybe? And then it's like, oh man, it's like, no, I just gotta be patient with this VR thing because like it's just kind of crazy how expensive that stuff can get. But
I know where I'm going.
Yeah. But anyways, the other topic of the week I want to save for the next show because we had more news this week than I thought we would. So we'll save that for next time. A teaser for next time. PlayStation cameras and Kinects. What's the deal with them?
Products in review, so to speak.
Yeah. So that's next time. Anything else you guys got this week?
No.
What you, Mr. Aaron?
Nope.
Alrighty.
Good.
Mr. Aaron, where can folks find you on the interwebs?
You can find me all over the internet at ALRivera423.
Cool deal. And Mr. Jason?
Right now, about the only place you can find me on the internet is Risen Devil on the PS4 playing Overwatch. I'm going to break my normal rule about not liking to talk to people. Jesus Christ, if you're going to play Overwatch with me, turn on your mic, talk to me so that we can make this game work. We need to talk to people. We need strategy.
Boy. Wow, look at you.
So, yeah.
Cool deal.
I'm everywhere as Risen Devil, but that's where I am right now.
Sweet. You can find the Club PlayStation community on PSN. Please go there and join that community so we can start building that up. It's still just us three right now. So please go there, join it, and we can start to have game nights there.
Some people to play Destiny with.
Yes, Destiny.
I've been playing that game for about 2 years by myself.
Aww. I'll join you again other nights.
That's what you get for picking that game.
That's a good game.
It's a great game.
And then if you check out the PlayStation Club PlayStation feed, we'll have an Uncharted episode come out pretty soon there. Working on having a Quantum Break episode as well on Xbox's feed pretty soon. But you can find all things that I'm up to at username TCHATEN. Go to youtube.com/TCHATEN for the video version of this show. And to get shows early as well that way. And we'll be back next time for Level 3. Thanks for listening or watching. Bye-bye.
Later.